Intel reportedly lures TSMC's top-level Arizona employees, fueling up competition. An Intel factory employee holds a wafer with 3D stacked Foveros technology at an Intel fab in Hillsboro, Oregon, in December 2023. In February 2024, Intel Corporation launched Intel Foundry as the world's first systems foundry for the AI era, delivering leadership in technology, resiliency and sustainability. Credit, Intel Corporation. With TSMC's transition into the US, Intel seems to have accelerated its efforts to maintain its foundry positioning by implementing a talent-grabbing plan. Intel's next strategy involves recruiting TSMC's senior engineers, in an attempt to promote long-term growth for its foundry business. It looks like Team Blue has decided to close down the gap between its foundry division and the Taiwan semiconductor giant by implementing a unique yet shady tactic, which involves recruiting TSMC's senior engineers in an attempt to lure away workforce and, ultimately, improving its services in the longer run. The report comes from the media outlet KT, and it quotes that with TSMC looking determined to enter the US, Intel plans on maintaining its dominance over the regional markets by adopting a similar model to the Taiwan giant. Intel plans to lay off thousands of employees amid restructuring policy and Lumi quarterly financial report. The past few years have been rough ones for Intel Foundry, IFS, given that the division hasn't led up to expectations, and in terms of third-party orders, the IFS didn't deliver according to what the company had hoped. Apart from that, for Intel's products, IFS has taken a back step, given that Intel has reportedly assigned the manufacturing of its next-gen AI accelerators, the Falcon Shores, to TSMC and that outsourcing costs have soared massively, which shows that there has been disruptions which Intel looks to cater, and one of the steps being is through hiring experienced personnel. The talent-grabbing process won't have an immediate effect, but it is said that through this approach, Intel expects to witness massive improvements in terms of its process efficiencies along with technical capabilities, paving the way towards being head-to-head with TSMC. But for now, IFS needs to cover up ground, and given that Intel's CEO Pat Gelsinger expressed huge optimism towards the division at the IFS Direct Connect keynote, Intel is indeed working towards closing down the gap established between the Taiwan giant. Based on the indicators we have seen up until now, IFS could place itself in a tremendous strategic spot since it has a diverse supply chain involving both US and Taiwan partners. We certainly can't comment about the future, but by the looks of it, Intel Foundry does seem to be on the right path.